Hello and welcome to a new episode of Cultural Magazine, where we bring you the latest cultural events taking place around the nation. Let's find out what we have in store for you in this episode.
Minister of Culture Dr. Naveen Kileni witnessed the conclusion of the activities of the 16th Luxor International Painting Symposium, which is organized by the Cultural Development Fund sector in cooperation with the Luxor Governorate. The Minister of Culture said the city of Luxor hosts this year's International Painting Symposium so that elite artists from Egypt and different parts of the world can enjoy the charming nature that this city abounds, which is expressive of Egypt's great civilization. The minister explained that the symposium opens the way for the artists in the world to experience the charming nature together with the ancient history of Luxor. It is to be an intriguing artistic experience visually and intellectually. It is exciting for their artistic works and free expressions. The symposium produces works every year in which all these authentic Egyptian elements are mixed with the cultures of the world in its various countries. Dr. Kileni extended her invitation to the participating Egyptian artists to let their art be a messenger of Egypt's culture around the world, an extension of history which was previously recorded as an artistic and cultural product made by ancestors, and to this day is still a witness to successive chapters of Egyptian history. During the ceremony, the symposium announced honoring the great visual artist Helmi Touni. The Minister of Culture handed over certificates of honor and participation to Egyptian and foreign artists who participated in the painting symposium from Egypt, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Russia, the United States, Japan, and Nepal. It is noteworthy that the 16th Luxor International Painting Symposium was attended by 17 Egyptian and foreign artists from 8 countries in addition to Egypt. In the first event hosted by the Greco-Roman Museum, after its opening, the museum witnessed the opening of the Alexandria Heritage Week, which is organized by the French Center for Alexandrian Studies. Director General of the Greco-Roman Museum, Dr. Waleh Mustafa, expressed her happiness at the museum's reception of the event, which represents a special significance for the Alexandria Governorate. The director of the museum pointed out that the opening of the Alexandria Heritage Week is the core of a number of activities that the museum will witness within the framework of its awareness, cultural, and community role. The museum director explained that the Alexandrian Studies Center has been organizing for 13 years an annual ceremony to celebrate Alexandrian heritage under the name Alexandria Heritage Week. It is a ceremony that takes place over the course of an entire week, and this year's event is entitled Alexandria Lives On. In the same context, on the occasion of the celebration of the Alexandria Heritage Days, the Alexandria Museum witnessed the opening of an exhibition entitled Basili Palace, which was opened by Director General of the Alexandria National Museum, Dr. Ashraf Al-Qadi, former director of the Alexandria National Museum, Dr. Ibrahim Darwish, and the patron of the Heritage Week, Denis Zeverdavoki, and Dr. Thomas Fuscher, director of the Center for Alexandrian Studies. Director General of the museum, Dr. Ashraf Al-Qadi, indicated that the exhibition comes with the aim of focusing on the palace building and its history through some paintings, documents, and photos belonging to the palace owner, Asad Basili Pasha. The exhibition included an oil portrait painting donated to the museum dating back to 1934, representing Asad Basili Pasha, in addition to some collectibles belonging to the Alexandria Studies Center, which are another life-size oil painting for Asad Basili. The exhibition also features a group of publications that include an architectural drawing of the facade of Asad Basili's palace, currently the Alexandria National Museum, a biography of Asad Basili, his family, and the buildings he built in Alexandria.
We're here at the Cairo Opera House, the hub of everything to do with culture and the arts. Let's find out what the Cairo Opera House has in store for us tonight.
The Cairo Opera Ballet Company inaugurated its new artistic season with Ballet Cinderella, a big coming back under the supervision of its artistic director Arminia Kamel, accompanied by the Cairo Symphony Orchestra, led by the conductor Ahmad Farag. Cinderella is a ballet composed by Sergei Prokofiev to a scenario by Nikolai Volkov. It's one of the Prokofiev's most popular and melodious compositions that has inspired many choreographers since its inception. The piece was composed between 1940 and 1944.
Cinderella has been performed last time in 2016, so it's a long time that we are not rehearsing and performing this ballet. And of course, the cast is completely new except for Aniacin and Ahmed Yahya that were already performing several years ago. And the preparation, of course, it took a long period, more than 4 weeks every day, because in this version there are so many characters. We have not only Cinderella and the prince, but even the two sisters, the fairy, the friends of Cinderella, the princes, the cavalier, and a lot of personages. What I changed for this version of tonight, that I was adding the character of the fairy, means the one that make the spell for Cinderella to bring her at the feast, to give her a coach, and to make for her a beautiful dress to be able to participate to the feast. Because as you know in the story, the two sisters, they are neglecting her completely. They are dressing and going to the feast, and they leave her at home alone and very sad. But suddenly appears the fairy that want to help Cinderella because she's a good and honest girl, and she will send her to the feast where she will meet the prince and they will fall in love. You know the story. The orchestra has a big impact on the ballet because the music of Prokofiev is difficult to count, to perform, to follow the dancers, and the maestro is doing a big effort to understand, first of all, the sequence of pieces, the variation, the pas de deux, the dances with everybody, and everything how to be fixed. I mean, after a dance there is a stop, the maestro has to look at the stage because the dancer have to start with him. And Maestro Ahmed Farag did a very good job because he's helping very much the dancers with the tempo of the dances and with the start and with the end, which is a big task, I assure you.
The Cairo Opera Ballet Company is the resident ballet company of the Cairo Opera House and a ballet school affiliated to Egypt's Higher Institute of Ballet. Its foundation began in 1958 through the efforts of Sarwat Aukesha, Egypt's culture minister at the time, and Leonid Lavrovsky, the former artistic director of the Bolshoi Ballet, who took a group of Egyptian dancers to Russia for 2 years of training. At the time of its founding, it was the only Arab resident classical ballet company in the Middle East.
There are some dancers, as I told you, that were already performing several years ago, but the new cast have to start from scratch. Means that each step have to be learned from the beginning. And of course, this is a big work, but always I want to put several casts for the same personage to give the chance to many people to perform. So we have, for example, the two sisters that are men, because in all the version of Cinderella, from the original one, were men interpreting the two bad sisters, because the thing is very funny that we have two men make up and dressed as women, and one makes the more intelligent but the bad one, bad and intelligent. The other sister is the most stupid, let's say, not stupid, but the most simple and the good one. So this combination gives a lot of comic effects, and until now when I see them performing, I found that it's very it's a comedy what they're performing. Of course, each dancer gives to the character a different flavor. So if you see different casts, you think that the choreography is different. No, the choreography is the same, but the personality of the dancer gives a different effect on the public. You know, these fairy tales has even a psychology inside. It means that the good one will have a prize and the bad one will shut up, not to be punished, but they will be not rewarded as the good characters. And Cinderella is a symbol. And I think that in this period of many tragedy around of us, the good one at the end wins. So this is the moral of the fairy tale of Cinderella.
Partway through writing it, Prokofiev broke off to write his opera War and Peace. The premiere of Cinderella was conducted by Yuri Feyer on 21st November 1945 at the Bolshoi Theater, with choreography by Rostislav Zakharov and Galina Yulanova in the title role. Cinderella is notable for its jubilant music, lush scenery, and for the comic double roles of the stepmother and the two stepsisters, which can be performed in travesti, more mad than bad in this treatment.
It has been a long time that we didn't perform Cinderella. It has been 7 years ago since Maestro David Crescenzi did it already for the first time with the Cairo Ballet Company. Actually, the Maestro Nair Nagy had to do this performance, but unfortunately for his health issues, he couldn't conduct it, so he asked me to do it. He did all the preparation actually, and I came in the very end for rehearsing 2 rehearsals before the general rehearsals with the dancers, and we already have done 2 performances, and today is the 3rd. Normally we are controlled all by the tempos and the timing of the music. So of course they rehearse a lot with a CD, with a recording, the dancers, and then there is some difference with the live musicians when we rehearse together. So of course we have to accord all this stuff, if it's slow or fast, or they need it a little bit moving forward or something. So this is the rehearsals in the very end. Of course, before that, I have to go to watch the dancers. They do like a rehearsal only for me, to know exactly the movements, to give me the cues, how to, when I have to start the music, when I stop, when I have to breathe with them. Of course, the dancers, they dance all the time, they jump, they move, they need to breathe. So, of course, music has to give them the space for them to breathe and to make them comfortable with the timing. Not not to be too fast for them, and they cannot move, they cannot jump, they cannot do the movements that they are used to do. So this is the rehearsals, and it comes more or less with the timing and with the experience with projects with dancers. Yeah. Prokofiev is very special composer because, of course, he did lots of stuff for orchestra, for ballet, for operas, and actually he was genius not only for the music. He was also one of the best players of chess, so he was really intelligent, and his music is very special. It's very virtuosic for the musicians in the orchestra, and that it make it even more difficult to rehearse because it's not evident. They are not used of having the very high notes and lots of technique actually. Lots of notes has to do it very fast and very virtuoso actually. So it's not easy to do it, but fortunately the Cairo Opera Orchestra used to do lots of stuff like this. They already have done the Romeo and Juliet, and it's another ballet of Sergei Prokofiev, and this is the second one. So yeah, they are professional and we can do it actually.
The ballet version of Cinderella has been reimagined countless times over the years, and opening the Cairo Opera Ballet Company their new artistic season with Sergei Prokofiev's masterpiece Cinderella was a great choice to pick a fairy tale story that is admired by endless generations. Shuru Bikir, Cultural Magazine.
You're still watching Cultural Magazine. Hope you're enjoying the episode so far, but we still have a lot in store for you in this episode.
A Among the concerts that are held at Cairo Opera House under the leadership of Dr. Khaled Degher, the head of the opera, a concert was held for Sweet Sound Band at the small theater.
Love was made for me and you.
The band was founded by the violin player Dr. Munir Nasreddin at Cairo, Egypt. For all over the years, Sweet Sound played a group of melodies and uses different kind of music such as popular movies, soundtracks, old quiet songs, jazz, gypsy, tango, hip-hop, and classic songs.
I think it's more 80s or 70s or 90s are more like, for me, the lyrics is so meaningful. Yeah, then I think, yeah, that's classical songs are more like meaningful and have full of emotions. Yeah, I've been singing with them since 2018, so I think it's 5 years. Yes. We shouldn't forget about our past history. Yeah, yes. I think that's yeah. It's more important to live in the present, but not forget about our past. Yeah, I like more the gypsy and the danceable songs. I like it. Oh, I've already sung. I love to love. And Amado Mio, Sway, Can't Take My Eyes Off You, and a few more.
It is worth noting that the Sweet Sound Band was established 32 years ago with top musicians like Muhammad Helmi, the keyboard player, and Amir Barakot, the bass guitar, and it achieved a great success in reviving artistic concerts at Cairo Opera House and other theaters and different kinds of cultural centers.
Sweet Sound Band revives the old music and raises the artistic awareness and spreads the cultural heritage with their wonderful performance that touches and nourishes the soul. From Cairo Opera House, Minna Dessouky, Cultural Magazine.
It's now or never, my love away.
This brings us to the end of this episode of Cultural Magazine. Hope you enjoyed it and stay tuned for more here on Now TV.